On March 5, 2022, the Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine restricted the export of some food products. Among others, they reduced the quotas to zero of the export of livestock, meat, rye, oats, buckwheat, millet, sugar and salt. Moreover, the government has added wheat, corn, chicken meat and eggs, as well as sunflower oil to the list of the licensed products. The government had to take this step because of the Russian invasion. In the times of full-scale war, the most important task is to provide food to Ukrainians. The Ministry of Agrarian Policy and Food of Ukraine reassures that there is enough food for everyone. Minister Roman Leshchenko said that for supplying the army and the civilians, Ukraine has mobilized its domestic food reserves as well as humanitarian aid from abroad. However, the decision of the Ukrainian government about suspending export of one of the food categories and restricting the sale of other categories is the signal to the world the food is becoming more expensive. In October 2020, the Ministry of Agriculture stated that Ukraine is providing food to 150 million people worldwide, excluding around 40 million of its own population. Then they plan to double this figure. And 2 years later, in February 2022, 2 weeks prior to Russian attack, the government reported that Ukraine had reached a new level of providing food to 400 million people worldwide. In fact, this means Ukraine feeds every 18th person in the world. And according to the strategy developed till 2030, Ukraine has planned to reach the number of 1 billion. Ukrainian food reach Europe, Asia and Africa. China, India and Egypt are among the largest importers of Ukrainian food and agriculture products. Netherlands, Spain, Italy, Poland, Germany and France are the largest trading partners of Ukraine in the European Union. Sunflower oil is the most sold product of Ukraine. For example, in June-July of 2021, it accounted 25% of total agriculture exports. The share of corn is little less, about 23.8%. Wheat is almost 14%. Last year, almost half of the export was sent to Asia and the quarter to Europe. During 2020-2021, food prices rose sharply worldwide. COVID-19 pandemic, climate changes, poor harvest in many countries, and high cost of resources are among the major reasons. During the year, the cost of wheat increased by 40%, and the global food price index rose by 23%. And this year the food probably will become more expensive, and the reason is the war that Russia started in Ukraine. Because Ukraine significantly influences the world grain markets, being one of the leading exporters of grain in the world. It is clear now that Putin started this war just before the growing season. And it seems that it will not be finished instantly. And even if this happens, the destroyed infrastructure will dramatically reduce the harvest. As the result, global prices increase.